Welcome back to the second episode of Shaka Capital. I wanted to show you guys a real-time live trade, just how I think about things when I go through and look at the markets. I had this CELZ in my watch list here for a couple days after an initial rally in the pre-market move. The reason I really like this stock is because on the pullback, it held this support level super well. Right now, I'm looking at the 1 hour chart, and that's a pretty accurate chart for swing trades. So today I was looking, and obviously this stock is going to have a pullback after a rally. But since it's wedging really tight, it's more than less likely that it's going to break out one way. What was really bullish to me was this MACD cross in the 1 hour. This could signify an uptrend. And as I'm making this video now, it did break out of its wedge, which is pretty bullish. As the next point you would then look to if you wanted to go longer for a swing is see if the power of the buyers can break this 390 level. I do want to stress the importance that this is just a trade. It's not something that you want to hold long term because it may more than likely go back to zero. So what I'm doing now is I picked up a position on this wedge breakout, and I'll most likely sell on the length of this wedge and then look for different indicators on the MACD. So if I go to the 30-minute, we can see the same thing. The relative strength is getting a little hot here. Last time it got here, it pulled back, and it's a pretty accurate reading more than likely. But we can see that the uptrend started on the 30-minute MACD. It broke out its resistance on the 5-minute. And you can see there's a lot of false breaks here. So look, someone could have went short on it here and then had a rally another 5% and got caught with their pants around their ankles. So that's really something you have to be careful for. Let me show you just something quick. I want to show the balance sheet here. And this will really kind of show where I'm at. And I understand that this is a startup company, pharmaceuticals. Of course, they're not going to have a lot of cash flows. A lot of their money goes to research and development and things like that. But as you can see, if we want to look at their income statement, which shows their revenue and their costs, which then in turn gets your net income and then your EPS, we can see that their operating income is terrible. They're losing money, obviously. It's not something that you would be extremely bullish in the long term, unless, of course, this news of them getting positive data creates an uptrend that could continue. Now, when you take this position on a breakout, where your stop loss normally is where your risk comfort is. You could go 5%, you could even go 10%, depending on how much money you're willing to risk. But here, we'll see what happens for the rest of the day now that it did break this resistance, and we'll look for other points. So here we can see that now on a daily, we're day trading right now, we could be bearish if it bounces off this resistance and bullish if it surpasses this. So it's an easy way to take a swing trade. I would probably only look to hold this for a couple days. That's my risk tolerance. And we'll see what happens. And remember that it could go in the downwards, the different directions than we think. So never be too confident in your decision and always have the downside risk in your mind. That's the second video of Shaka Capital, and we'll see where CELZ goes from here.